what do you find, what have been some of the biggest challenges you have had since taking over this position with New York City?
So I would say educating the public about retirement readiness. It's probably the biggest purchase, so to speak, biggest way that you're going to be spending your money is in retirement. It's the biggest event of an occasion of your life that you need to save for. And people might not know how to or how much to set aside their money to save for retirement. There's different ways of saving for retirement. Some people think that, that defined benefit plans, if you're aware of what defined benefit plans are, a retirement vehicle is basically the similarity between all retirement vehicles is that you put money aside when you're working so that when you're not working, you have money to spend. So how do you save for that? So you can either save a defined amount, contribute a defined amount in the beginning, and just let it be invested in the market to see how much you have at retirement. And that will be dependent on how the market does. The other way to do it is to define how much your retirement will be at retirement so that you put set aside enough money during your working career so that you'll get the set amount. That's called defined benefit because your benefits are defined. And there's arguments about which one's better. People think that defined benefits cost a lot because along the way you're saving a lot of money for it. But in reality, because they think that it costs a lot, they should switch to defined contribution. But defined contribution, what has happened is that you come to retirement and you realize, oh, I didn't save enough during my working years. So it's educating the public about that. They might think that defined benefit plans are very costly, but it's even more costly if you don't have enough money saved.
When you retire.
Yeah, because then it becomes a society problem and they depend on the government and the tax, the safety nets out there, and then it costs taxpayers a lot more money on the back end.
And have they done studies about which plans do actually work better over the years?
There has been studies.
In the comparisons, what comes out more advantageous for the people?
There has been studies. Because the defined contribution plans are on an individual basis, you don't have that assurance of like gains and losses. So in a defined benefit plan, when you're saving for a group of people, if one person might die a little sooner than another person and someone else might live a little bit longer, on average, that averages out. But when you're saving just for yourself, you have to make sure that there's a chance that you live to 100, right? So you have to save for that, even though the life expectancy might only be in the 70s or 80s. You can't leverage that averaging effect if it's just for yourself.